Okay guys, so I don't know how much phone space I have right now, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might just cut off, but I'm going to end up posting this to YouTube. I normally do Twitch series, or Twitch streams that does this, but I'm going to start turning this into a YouTube series, and this is why. I like refurbishing game systems. I've just recently been taught how to do so. I'm going through on stream to kind of walk people through step by step on how to do it. Right now I'm currently working on a PS1. Now, I am using Mean Green Cleaner / Degreaser. Usually when you do that, when you clean the game system, you don't have a towel on hand. You don't want to use an overly wet toothbrush, all that good stuff. But that's not why I brought you here. I brought you here because of this. These lovely little buttons. Simple, lovely little buttons. This one right here. I'll show you something. Now, the buttons are pretty easy to remove. You have two clips. You just pinch them in. You push it forward a little bit, and then you push this little lovely guy right here in. And you get this button pressing out. Let me show you something. You see something? That is the reset button. I should literally almost actually be wearing gloves with that. That is disgusting. That is gross. And that is years of gaming fingers touching the buttons. Let's find out what the power button's like. Ready? You'd be the first to see. Push. And let me get a little screwdriver in here to push this one out the rest of the way. Oh my goodness, guys. This is disgusting. Alright, let's check out this one. This one looks a little bit easier said than done. This is a triggered spring release, so I'm assuming this is going to be pushing the clips. Yep. Push this out. Yep. That stays in place. There's the housing for that. Let me go find the button that just flew away from me. Here, button. Oh, found it. There you are. Hi, boy. That one was still pretty gross, not gonna lie. Not nearly as bad. But look at this. I don't know how much better detail I can give you. I'll flip the camera. I don't know. I don't think it'll let me flip the camera while I'm recording. But just to show you, this is absolutely disgusting. Okay? That is just gross. That is something you will run into. And that's the reason why your button gets stuck when you hit the reset, and the reset button gets stuck, or your power button gets stuck, because of that. When you take the screw off of your game system, you flip it over. I'm not going to do it right now because I already have it open. You flip it over. There are 6 screws that you remove. Flip it back over. You want the PlayStation sitting like this, you pull this up. Otherwise, this is going to fall out of place and be like, what's going on? This has 3 little holes. It just kind of asphyxiates back there. But the point is, actually the cool thing is these little rubber things right here are just like the rubber things that are on the caliper of a vehicle. So it's kind of funny, but just to let you know, be careful, they are sensitive. If I can kind of show you a little close up right there. So it is this right here, and this right here. Let me pull that up, see? And then these just kind of go back in there. But anyways, so I just want to show you that it's disgusting. If your reset button gets stuck on a PS1, I guarantee you that's why. Particularly you have your open button, you have your power button, all that good stuff, and you have your reset button. The open button does have a spring fixture on the bottom. I'm not going to take it apart right now, but obviously this spring loops through here and then on through this side, and this screws off and comes off, and then you clean the housing underneath that. Same thing with these. Most everything on here is pretty self-explanatory. You can remove this, you can remove the ribbon for this, you can remove the cord for that. You can buy a new one of this entire setup and kind of plug and play. You can remove this metal plating and clean the motherboard underneath. You can remove this right here, which I believe is the power supply. Yep, you can remove that and get a whole new power supply strip. Just if you understand what you're looking for, that's your best route. But pretty much everything's plug and play. Just pay attention to what you're doing while you're doing it. Don't remove anything that you don't understand.
but ultimately, if you have a junk one of these, that's going to be your best option, because you want to be able to kind of put it together, take it apart, put it together, take it apart. It doesn't have to be perfect, but every time you refurbish a game system, you'll get better. Alright, now, if you guys want a little bit of satisfaction, we're going to go ahead and actually soak. I'm going to go ahead and put these screws in a glass instead. Lovely little glass, lovely little screws. Alright, set that off to the side. Take this. Normally speaking, we specifically say isopropyl for the laser only, but this calls for a little celebration of disgusting. I'm just kind of putting that on there because that is just absolutely just disgusting. Right? We're just going to scrub away at it. Now, this isn't going to be perfect because this is all isopropyl. I'm actually putting this on here for more or less my health and safety. I don't know what people have in their hands, but it's disgusting, right? Now, as you can see, we're going to go ahead and do this right here. Scrub that as close as I can. The rubbing alcohol doesn't get in there very good. I mean, it does, but this is just for the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and use as much of this rubbing alcohol as I can and put it to good use. I don't want to waste an ounce of it. Alright, got this. Let's scrub that down. Scrub that down. And also use that to come over here. Here, so you can see it live. Oh man, it's so gritty. Ew! I don't mind playing in the mud. Alright? I don't have an issue there. I don't have a problem getting dirty. I'm just saying this is gross. What's gross to me is the unawareness of why I'm touching this. Please, guys, if you get a history of game systems, if that's possible, you know, like, it'd be great to kind of get a working history of everything this PlayStation went through. How many times did little Timmy, you know, do things and then touch his game system, or, you know, how many boogers are in here, or how much food is in here? This is just disgusting. Alright, this is really disgusting. But it already looks about 1 billion times better. It is not perfect yet, nor do I expect it to be. Now I'm just going to go ahead and scrub the heck out of this. Hope you guys have been doing okay. Thank you for tuning in and checking this out. I'm sorry that it's so long, but look, video games are a process, and so is everything that goes with it. When you guys first start doing this, you're going to mess up a lot. On a lot of my videos I've done so far, like on YouTube, you're not going to see a working history of any of them. I haven't even had a chance to carry any of them over from Twitch to here. But you're going to see a lot of times, you know, like, I might be taking the game system apart, and on stream I get stuck. I don't know what I'm doing. Because it's a learning curve. You know, the learning curve is you only learn what you've learned. You have to keep going if you want to keep learning more. Right? So, you know, don't be embarrassed if you go to mess up a game system. I'm just warning you. Don't agree to fix other people's stuff until you can fix your own. You know, like, I'm learning on other people's stuff in a way, but at the same time, I'm not breaking it. I'm not doing anything permanent, and we've set boundaries as to what, you know, what I am cleaning and what I'm not. So just keep that in mind. So this is the rubbing alcohol still. We'll go ahead and utilize this. Most of it has evaporated. There's still a little bit left. We'll go ahead and scrub in here in all these areas. And see if I can squeeze all of this into it. Oh, God. It tastes so bad, and I don't even want to know what's in there. Lord help me. Anyways, I'm just trying to see how much of this I can plow through in the short little time I have to record this video before my phone runs out of space, or I don't know. My battery's not close to being dead finally, so that's a plus. I don't know what it is, but I just can't leave it sit on the phone sit on charge long enough to actually charge up all the way. I'm too impatient. So I like to go through, periodically dry everything off I'm working with to kind of see the status of what it's looking like. It's looking a lot better over here. There's still a little bit more of this terrible cleaner. I'm sorry, isopropyl sucks. Like, it works at first, but it doesn't have the extra like lift power that other things do. It's just weird what it cleans and what it doesn't. Like, I'm going to go over everything I can with this just because I don't want to waste it. No, I do not usually use isopropyl rubbing alcohol in the entire game system, nor are you supposed to. But right now, I've poured some over these buttons, and I'm utilizing every inch I got. All I'm saying, guys, utilize every inch of it. It's sometimes in short supplies thanks to COVID. Hopefully that doesn't stay forever, but we'll see. We'll go through all these game systems also. You want to make sure you're paying attention to detail on the case. Over here is the vent outlets. They get dirty too. You can't really tell too well. I'll show you some different angles. Maybe you'll catch it on camera at some point. Maybe this side's better. This side's still pretty disgusting down here. Yeah. You can kind of tell over here that's better. But yeah, so basically you really want to pick and choose your battles with game systems. You know, you can kind of only go so far, but here's the cool thing. All right, most of what I'm doing right here is basic, and most of the problems that are wrong with a lot of these older game systems are simply just basic. You'd be amazed at how many things get fixed just by you opening them up, cleaning them, and putting it back together. Like, even with most modern game systems, just when your game system starts to sound like a jet engine, it's time to open it up and clean it. That's what that is, okay? Okay, so this is what we're using in this particular instance. You don't have to use this cleaner. I'm not advertising this cleaner. I'm just saying that's what we're using. Now, I like to I go in circles when I clean. I've just always done that. You don't have to. You want to get in here, get as good as you can. Since it is away from there, you can kind of go hog wild with it, so you don't have to worry about getting the laser wet by accident. Clean this the best you possibly can. That going right there. It is just super satisfying to be able to do this. And if you guys are bored during quarantine, I mean, I know not a lot of places are still doing quarantine, and depending on the part of the world you're in, depends on how your reaction is to me saying that. Here in the US, we have battled with it for a while, but people just keep reverting to it's not a problem, so let's ignore it. And it is weird because it seemed to kind of disappear out of our news after a lot of the political things died down. And my stance on it is neutral, and that's all the further I'm saying. It's just crazy because, you know, some people still do have to go through quarantine. You know, as of right now, if you go to work in most places and you're sick, you still have to quarantine for those 14 days or however long they demand you to. And in that amount of time, it is perfect for you to pick up a skill like this, because you have no idea how satisfying it is to find something so gross to be able to restore it to a level where it is actually acceptable to look at and not make you nauseous or want to puke. Okay, now this right here, this little power button, it's a little clear thing right here, and it usually has an LED light indicator underneath of it that turns on when the power comes on, like right here. The light kind of goes through there, a little red beam, and boom, there you go. The whole thing looks pretty, which is indicated by this little green light diode right here. I believe that's what it's called, laser diode. Clean the bottom too. Mind you guys, I'm doing this for a business, okay? I am cleaning this professionally for a business, alright? And I'm learning. So you're learning while I'm learning. And I know this is a long video, but I don't care. It has to be. There's just so much that goes to this, and it can be so gross, it's unreal. And it's good to see the nitty-gritty and kind of like just get into it, because it's the only way to start. You can save money by doing this yourself, but it's also cool to know what goes into basic refurbishing, because a lot of this can be done before you have to send it out to somebody. There are some things that are beyond our expertise that the owner does send out. It just depends on what it is. You know, he has a lot of replacement parts and for controllers, systems, just whatever. But if he doesn't, and if he can't fix it, he sends it to a repair guy. And that's basically the route that you end up going down. You know, you want to do your best. The more attention to detail, the better. Because, well, ultimately, it's how detailed your clean job is as to how effective it is. If you do a crappy job at cleaning, don't expect it to make a difference. Okay? Like this right here. you want to make sure these entire areas, like if it comes down to it, we have the broken head of a protractor. You go along the inside down here in the groove very gently because you don't want to scratch the plastic, and you kind of just run along there if there's anything stuck in there. Like I'm talking perfectly detailed here, like even the inside groove of this, the groove of the button. Now you go down here, a lot of this is out down there. That doesn't move, that's affixed. So we're not gonna be able to do anything about the stuff underneath of there. The brown stuff, I don't know if you can tell. Looks a little disgusting. But yeah, so pretty much here's what we have. Let me go ahead and clean this off. Let me show you the new and improved area. Let's see if we have some isopropyl rubbing alcohol in here left. We do. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and re-hit this. Kind of sanitize up our area. Go ahead and pull the trigger on here to open the door. See that? Watch. All this is a trigger door release. Boom. Easy. Put the button gone. Okay? Don't be afraid. This whole time